What is going on, y'all? It is the Caveman back at it again with another video, and the offseason is in full swing. Shit is happening so fast, I can't even keep up. My phone is blowing up with notifications from NFL Update and from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. Shit is going crazy right now. There is so much going down, I can't even keep up. A couple weeks ago, I was complaining about the offseason being boring, and now shit is getting started, and I can't keep up with it. I'm trying to be careful of how I use my time and decide what I want to talk about, what is worth my time to talk about, what there is some controversy to talk about, or what I can just rant about in general, because there's a lot of things that have been going down so far that I could really put my 2 cents in on. But is it really worth making a video? That's a whole different story. But the topic of today's video, I feel is definitely worth it because it's a little rant that I feel like a lot of people could agree with. Today we're talking about a team over in the NFC, the New Orleans Saints. And I'm sure if you saw a couple of days ago, quarterback and Hall of Fame quarterback for that matter, Drew Brees finally retired. I thought he was going to try and squeak in one more year. I thought he wasn't going to hang up the cleats yet, the way he was just like holding out his retirement announcement, but like he finally went through with it. Thank God, because he would not have been good. It just would have been a mess. So I'm happy he was able to put him away and make the right decision for himself. But he retires, and the question becomes, who is going to be the New Orleans Saints' next quarterback? And the New Orleans Saints have 2 options here. They have Jameis Winston, who is actually a quarterback, and then they have Taysom Hill, who is a gadget player, pretty much a special teamer who's a super freak that can run the ball occasionally, that can catch passes. He can kind of do whatever you need him to on the offensive side of the ball. But for some reason, the New Orleans Saints confuse him as being a quarterback. I don't know why. Over the weekend, they reconstructed Taysom Hill's contract, which pretty much gave him a bunch of incentives, but it also saved them cap room. I think it saved them about $7.5 million against the cap going into this year, because the Saints are in cap hell. The Saints are exactly what you don't want to be doing with your money at this very moment, but they're in cap hell, and they reconstructed the deal with Taysom Hill, so they saved about $7.5 million in cap space this year, but they also reconstructed it so that he pretty much is getting the chance to play quarterback. That is what I got from the contract details. So let's read the official contract from Adam Schefter. The Saints are reconstructing quarterback Taysom Hill's contract to create cap room. Details are great. It's a 4-year, $140 million contract extension, but all years are voidable, and it's a mechanism to free up cap space this year per source. It saves the Saints over $7.5 million against the cap this year. So you can interpret this contract in a couple different ways. You can look at it as, oh, they don't believe in him. All the years are voidable. You know, they don't believe in him at all. But the way I look at it is, they're going to give him the chance to make this money. They gave him this contract, and they're going to give him the opportunity to make this money. That is what that contract was telling me. And the fact that the New Orleans Saints are considering Taysom Hill as their starting quarterback over Jameis Winston is beyond me. If they actually considered Taysom Hill a quarterback, they wouldn't have had Jameis Winston on the bench as their backup at all in the first place. I mean, it was bullshit enough that when Drew Brees got hurt, you know, that guy just went through a shit ton of injuries last year. It was bad enough that when he got hurt, Taysom Hill got the start. That was bad enough, and Jameis Winston just sat there on the bench doing fucking nothing. But now when Drew Brees retires, you're going to actually consider the 30-year-old gadget player Taysom Hill as your starting NFL quarterback. That is what that contract tells me, and that is so laughable. That is so New Orleans Saints-like to do. Oh my God. The New Orleans Saints, they've been a laughingstock for a couple of years now. They got cheated out of the NFC Championship not too long ago against the Rams. Michael Thomas is constantly clowned for being the biggest baby in all professional sports. Drew Brees was, you know, unfortunately clowned this past year because he went through a bunch of injuries, but that dude could not throw a football for his life. It looked like he was trying to throw a beach ball out there. Like, Drew Brees struggled this past year. The Saints have not had a good past couple of years here. They just have not had a good run. And even when Drew Brees came back, they still were, you know, kind of putting in Taysom Hill for Drew Brees here and there, kind of running their normal system when Drew Brees was clearly struggling. And if they actually had a quarterback that could throw the ball downfield in Jameis Winston, they actually probably would have made it farther in the playoffs, but they're too stubborn to use Jameis Winston. And here's another example. They're going into 2021. They have a question at the quarterback position, and yet Taysom Hill is in the conversation when, I'm sorry, I don't care what you think of Jameis Winston, he's more of a capable quarterback than Taysom freaking Hill. And then this post by Pro Football Focus was the moment I knew that the job was actually up in the air. It said like for Jameis Winston and retweet for Taysom Hill. Oh my God. How in bloody hell could you believe that Taysom Hill deserves to be an NFL starting quarterback in this league? He is 30 years of age, and he's never played a full season of quarterback in his career, in his NFL career. All he's been is a gadget player that runs QB power every other play. Like, Oh my god, my head hurts. These guys run an NFL franchise. There are general managers on the Saints that are considering this. Sean Payton must have something against Jameis Winston where he just does not want him to play, because this should be a clear-cut and obvious decision who's going to be their starter going into 2021. I mean, the dude is sat on your bench behind Drew Brees for enough time now. He should be ready to go. If you brought him in as the backup, you would believe that he's able to play quarterback. I don't know why you would bring him in as a backup if you believe Taysom Hill is the better quarterback. Why would you fucking bring in a third quarterback to sit on your bench and dress all three of them? But to me, by the Saints giving Taysom Hill this contract, they're saying, here you go, here's your opportunity to be our starting quarterback. But at the same time, they've had Jameis Winston on their roster as the official backup quarterback, yet they've used Taysom Hill as the backup quarterback the entire time. So that tells me they believe in Taysom Hill, but they also don't believe in Taysom Hill because they have Jameis Winston on the roster and they've had him dress for every single game for the entire 2020 season. What the hell are they doing? But it is actually extremely laughable that there is a single NFL franchise in this league that can consider Taysom freaking Hill as a starting quarterback. The fact that the Saints believe that is just absolutely disgusting. I can hear it now. I can hear the Taysom Hill supporters, if they're out there. I can hear them now. Oh, when Taysom Hill played, he went 3-1 in the regular season. He just stepped in for Drew Brees and everything went fine for the Saints. Oh, Taysom Hill did well. Well, let's look at who Taysom Hill played. He played the Falcons twice, the Denver Broncos once, and then he played the Eagles. He played 4 teams below 500, and he lost to the Eagles. 78 passing yards in the win against the Broncos because they won 31-3. And he played the Falcons twice. The Falcons have the worst defense in all of history. Yeah, sure, he stepped in and played well when Drew Brees wasn't there, but he played probably the 4 worst opponents, or the 4 worst games, I should say, on their schedule, because he played the Falcons twice. You never want to see anybody get hurt, especially Drew Brees. Everybody loves Drew Brees. He's a great guy, but you never want to see anybody get hurt. But if there was a time for Drew Brees to go down, it was at that stretch of the season, because they played probably the 4 easiest games they possibly could have. They literally played against 3 dumpster fire franchises, and Taysom Hill was able to step in and have the easiest job of his entire life. Like, literally, you could have put a pine cone in that quarterback. They still would have won all three of the games. They didn't even win all 4 of the games. They lost to the Eagles. He went 3-1 and lost to the Eagles. The Eagles were horrible. He went 3-1 in that stretch of time and beat the Falcons twice. Like, do you want a blue ribbon? Do you want a ribbon? Do you want a cookie? Sean Payton, do you think Taysom Hill stepping in and beating the Falcons, the Broncos, and losing to the Eagles is worth being the starting quarterback for your next season? Do you think that's good? Do you think that's worthy? Are you serious? Taysom Hill, he's not a quarterback. That's the bottom line. If they think he's a quarterback, that's on them. That's completely laughable. But I will forever feel bad for Jameis Winston if they play Taysom Hill over him. If they don't give Jameis Winston that fair chance he deserves. That will be just... oh, what a shock. What an embarrassing, pathetic franchise that will be if they give Taysom Hill the shot instead of Jameis Winston to start the season. I will be in shock. I actually won't be in shock. I won't be in shock at all. I really will not hold that against them, because that is something they would absolutely do, but I will just feel bad for Jameis Winston because he deserves to at least get the chance, especially sitting under Drew Brees for a year, whatever, how long it was. He deserves to have that opportunity, man. I don't know. This could go a couple different ways with them. I don't really care, honestly. I just feel bad for Jameis Winston because, you know, he's had an interesting career up to this point, to say the least. I mean, he's known for the 30 for 30 season, 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. That was a spectacle, to say the least. But I think he could actually be a decent quarterback if he learns how to secure the ball better. But he's never had the opportunity yet. He hasn't had that opportunity outside of that last season with Tampa Bay. I want to see him get that chance, and I think he absolutely deserves it over Taysom Hill. I think anybody deserves it over Taysom Hill at this point. The dude's not a quarterback, okay? I'm sorry. But I want to know what you think of the Taysom Hill contract. What does that mean for Taysom Hill in the starting quarterback job for the New Orleans Saints? Does that mean they're going to give him the opportunity? Am I overreacting? Is this just a whole waste of time to be talking about because they're going to be starting Jameis Winston in week 1? I want to know your thoughts about the situation down below. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. If you want to hit the bell to be notified when I upload, I would appreciate that. If you guys want to go over to Twitter and follow me over there, I would appreciate that as well. But I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.